My name is Alex. I'm here to tell you my story about the most scary point in my life. You see, I used to play video games a lot, but I don't anymore. This was when I was 9 years old. I'm 19 now. I loved to play horror games back then. I know what you're thinking. A 9-year-old playing horror games? Seems too young, don't you think? At the time, they were my thing. Plus, everyone has their own preferences. I was always looking for new games to play. One day, I was itching to play an online game, and I found one that was really cheap. And the disc just said, "Please take." I don't know why they wanted it gone, but I've been saving up my allowance and decided to treat myself and bought it. I waited 2 weeks for that game to arrive in the mail. It was a nightmare to wait for it. I kept asking my parents if it was in the mail. They started to get mad at me for asking too much. But when it arrived, I was so happy. I downloaded it right away on my Xbox 360. It took about a half hour to download. I was so excited, I yelled, "Let's do this!" Right when it finished downloading, I pressed play. The game was in a different language, but I didn't really care. I had my sister, and she could speak this language. I think it was French. I'm not sure. I wasn't interested in learning new languages. Anyways, I played it all day for 4 hours. So far, there was nothing going wrong. I was having fun, and there was a bunch of things to do. I even crafted my first weapon, and I played that game every day for 2 weeks. Until something happened. It was 8 a.m. in the morning on a weekend, so I was excited to go play my game again. But this time, when I got out of the living room, I saw the TV on, with my Xbox on, and my dad on the couch, seeming to have been playing my game. I was so confused, so I called out to him. "Dad?" He didn't respond. I raised my voice a tiny bit. "Dad?" Still nothing. I started to get worried, and I went over to him to find his eyes were bloodshot open, like he had not blinked all night. It was horrifying. I screamed for my mom, but when I did, I heard what seemed like a giggle come from the headphones that were next to my dad. I put the headphones on slowly, and then I asked, "Hello?" All of a sudden, I hear an awful loud scream come from the headphones. I took the headphones off so fast they broke. I looked away and I saw my mom in the kitchen, but she seemed different. She had horns on her head. I yelled out to her, "Mom?" She didn't respond. Then I hear a tapping sound behind me. I turned around and I saw words on the TV screen. "Come play, Alex." I was so scared I froze in fear. I didn't know what to do. And the TV turned off, and I heard running from behind me. All of a sudden, I'm in my bed again, thinking it was some sort of nightmare. However, it didn't seem like I was in my room. I just saw a TV in the room, with that game open, that says the same thing on the TV. "Come play, Alex." I decided to just play it. I picked up the controller and started playing. I spawned into what looks to be a cave, with some sort of purple lighting all around the cave. My objective says, "Follow the laughter." And I heard a giggle right after I read it. But what's weird is that I hear it from in the game, but it also feels like it's coming from next to me. I look next to me, and I see what looks to be a female figure with horns and a huge axe. And I mean this thing is huge, peeking into my bedroom with the door half open. I asked what it wanted, and all I hear is the laughter again. So in the game, I followed the purple lights all around the walls of the cave, and while I'm playing, each laughter, I looked over to see the figure that seems to be getting closer and closer. Until she's right next to me, I scream at her. "What do you want?" My voice gets cut off from her trying to slash the axe at me. I get out of the way, pushing her over. "You're crazy! What the hell do you want?" I say to her as I'm running out of the room. While I'm running, I can feel her chase me. I see my dad on the couch again. Then I see my mom looking over at me. She seems to have horns and a tail just like that lady that's chasing me, but she was not moving. I see my sister hung up on the wall like a Christmas decoration. I grab the chair and I throw it at the glass window and jump out. "Get away from me!" I say as I'm still running away. The figure seems to have stopped chasing me. And ever since that night, I've never bought a random game online ever again. And I never went back to my house. I've been in an orphanage ever since. The police investigated my house and regretted to inform me that my family was dead. They claimed someone broke in and killed the family that was living there. I was the only survivor. As I bet you're all wondering about the game in question, I believe it was called Lilly. 10 years have passed since my childhood trauma. I've stayed away from all sorts of bootlegs online, especially non-licensed video games. I've only ever played games at a friend's house, as I'm too afraid to play on my own. I'm not sure what that figure was, nor what it wanted, but I remember it from a decade ago. And recently, I had a nightmare about it. And I remember calling it Lilly.exe.